They did extend the tornado warning until 4:45 going into McIntosh County, so this has been radar indicated with the rotation. They are saying it's now moving east at 40 miles per hour, so it is slowing down as it makes its way towards the coast, but this does include Darien. It is the southern portion of McIntosh County. So if you are in Darien, go ahead and get in your safe place for this tornado warning. This does go until 4:45. So it is right now the main rotation that we're watching is still in portions of Wayne County. It looks like where you can kind of see where our radar is showing us the rotation. So heavier rain moving in towards McIntosh County. This is going to move over I-95 and Highway 17. If you are in Darien, this will move right over your area. So again, that's McIntosh County until 4:45. It's mainly the southeastern portion of McIntosh, but we are still seeing some heavier rain and strong winds move over Townsend and the rest of McIntosh County over I-95. That tornado warning again is until 4:45 this evening.
Thank you, Victoria, for that update. And you were saying earlier you thought they were going to extend it all the way to the coast, and that's exactly what's happened with that one cell. You can see there is some rotation with that into southern parts of Wayne County. And Victoria, notice that our purple areas, we've been seeing them pop up. It's probably some hail size, at least maybe up to maybe an inch.
Yeah. So in the severe thunderstorm warning, they're saying hail could possibly be up to an inch. Is one of the reasons they have the severe thunderstorm warning as well. That's pretty much a trend we've seen all day today. Some pretty decent size hail, but this is our hail tracker showing that hail core, and it looks like, we'll see if we can pull up a size right now, but it is showing hail nearing an inch, especially in that severe thunderstorm warning. So we'll keep a close eye on that. That's outside of the tornado warning that's in that severe thunderstorm warning, but as this continues to track off towards the east, I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to see hail as it makes its way in towards McIntosh County. So I'll go ahead and put it back on the radar right now. Multiple areas, John, of rotation as it moves in towards McIntosh County, but still seeing a hail core as well.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly with those multiple areas are seeing rotation. Some of this is probably mid-level rotation and that we're seeing. It could be in the upper levels, right above the treetop level, where we're seeing some of that rotation. And none of this tornado warning here is not a confirmed tornado. It was earlier. And so the Weather Service office has just extended this all the way to the coast. This is including Darien as well. You are under this tornado warning. And you did say this went to 3:45. 4:40. I'm sorry. Yes. 4:45. Exactly. 4:45 for this tornado warning here. So this is the cell here. You can see these areas of rotation. If you live in also northern parts of Glenn County, so just south of Darien, this is mainly McIntosh County over toward Wayne County is where we're seeing that tornado warning until 4:45. This is south of Townsend. So I'm going to zoom in on some of these spots there in McIntosh County. We want to continue to definitely update this and watch these. Each scan that comes in, it updates each cell and to see if it continues seeing that large hail that we've been watching, as well as some gusty winds. So zoom in on this. There's Highway 25. That's where some of this heaviest of the rain is beginning to near right now, and it'll continue moving on off toward the east. And here's a live look, McIntosh County. This is I-95. You can see the traffic begin to slow down a little bit there due to these heavy rain that is rolling through there into parts of McIntosh County, where this area here is under a tornado warning right now until 4:45. So those areas of McIntosh County. But if you live in McIntosh County, you're seeing those dark clouds and probably hearing those rumbles of thunder because it's just into Wayne County where that threat for an isolated tornado. We'll not be able to see these tornadoes. A lot of times they're rain wrapped with these, so they're embedded in these cells. And along those cells, you have those winds gusting over 40, 50 miles per hour, and even some isolated chances for maybe even winds gusting over 60 miles per hour. I've been noticing that with some of these cells that have been moving through. There's Highway 25 there, so coming out of Wayne County into McIntosh County, and you see there's Townsend right there, where the tornado warning is just south of you folks there in Townsend. So where we're going to see it moving toward parts of Darien as those spots that we'll be watching very closely with that severe storm. And coming down very heavily, you can see a lot of people hitting their brakes out there on I-95 north and southbound there in McIntosh County, where the rain, it is coming down very heavily. And we'll probably see those winds begin to pick up there. You just saw that new radar scan as it has slowed down a little bit. It was moving around about 60 miles per hour. Now it's slowed down. It's like meteorologist Victoria Kikino said earlier that it's down to about 30 to 35 miles per hour, how fast it is moving. So still, that is at a fairly good clip that we're seeing those cells that are moving through there into moving out of of Wayne County now to begin to move into McIntosh County. And so you can see there's Darien, also Townsend. If you live in Townsend, this tornado warning is south of you. They have this all the way to the coast where they have this tornado warning that is extended, and even further to the north. We'll continue to watch all these cells. It has been a dangerous afternoon for a lot of areas, and I was anticipating a sloppy commute for a lot of folks as they're headed home after work. And I said that earlier this morning on WJCL 22 News, and that's exactly what we're seeing. So severe thunderstorm warning still for eastern parts of Chatham County. Heavy rain rolling through Hilton Head, also for the Bluffton area. And don't want to forget about this heavy rain also into Springfield, but the severe threat, if you live in Beaufort, Springfield, also downtown Savannah, the severe threat for you is now pushed to your south and southeast. All the severe weather now is main area you'll be watching is there from near Blackshear, under watching that in southern parts of Pierce County, but this main cell here in parts of Wayne County now just beginning to move out of Wayne County into McIntosh County is where we're seeing that cell with that possibility of a tornado. Definitely seeing some rotation with that. Been noticing that on the velocities here as we've been tracking this. Myself, meteorologist Victoria Kakinos, and also Jada Russell. We've been watching this move from Alma, a confirmed tornado, through Appling County, Pierce County, Wayne County. Now begin to move all the way into parts of McIntosh County. Here over the last about hour to hour and a half, we've been tracking this one cell. It's been racing very quickly on off toward the east. So right here is the McIntosh County line. Here is Wayne County line. So that's where we're going to watch it, just south of Townsend, and where that tornado warning is in effect. This is including Darien. You're under this tornado warning until 4:45 this afternoon. Zooming back in, I'm going to continue to watch this area here, there. As it's just off to the west now of Darien. You see some of those purple areas there on radar. I've been noticing that with a lot of these cells this afternoon. There's definitely some large hail with this, probably at least up to 1 inch with some of these, and maybe at times winds gusting maybe over 50 miles per hour with these cells. And also isolated tornadoes have been embedded with some of these severe cells all the way through the afternoon hours. So I'm going to go back over to Wayne County for you. I want to show you this. Here's Highway 25 here. Still seeing some rotation with some of these cells there. Just out of Wayne County is where we're seeing that one cell with some large hail, but now begin to move into McIntosh County. You see here is Darien right here, Highway 17, or I-95 rather, north and southbound. This is going to be quite sloppy there. We just saw that live look there in McIntosh County as this cell begins to move closer to you folks there in Darien. Take cover immediately. There's a tornado warning. McIntosh County, this is mainly southern parts of the county until 4:45 this afternoon. South of Townsend, heavy rain, and you can see they just took down, they let it expire, or actually canceled it, that one for Wayne County, because that cell now has moved into McIntosh County, is where we were seeing that possible of tornado. This is not confirmed. The same cell was a confirmed tornado earlier near Alma, but it's been racing off toward the east around about 40 to 50 miles per hour. Now it's moving around 35 miles per hour as now beginning to near I-95 there into parts of Wayne County. For that one cell. And Victoria, have you seen any severe reports coming out of that one cell or any across our area?
We don't see any storm reports coming from the tornado warning right now. We did just get a report, though. I'm going to go up to the severe thunderstorm warning that's over portions of Savannah, Chatham County. There is a house on fire in Garden City right now due to lightning. So in these severe thunderstorm warnings, we're seeing the strong wind, hail, and we have seen a ton of lightning with these storms. So we did get a report of a house on fire due to lightning. We've seen a ton of trees down in reports in Evans County, Chatham County, Alma, where we had the confirmed tornado on the ground, also towards Vidalia. So we do saw the severe thunderstorm warning issued for portions of downtown Savannah, extending all the way out towards Tybee Island, also Montgomery, and the rest of Chatham County, where we're seeing that heavier rain until this pushes off the coast. We're still seeing some gusty winds, heavy rain, and lightning. Again, we've had reports of cars flipped as well with these gusty winds, and also again heading back towards the tornado warning that's heading over McIntosh County. Darien, the heavy rain almost to you right now. We're seeing heavier rain move over I-95. And in the severe thunderstorm warning that's issued for portions of Wayne County and towards the tornado warning and towards McIntosh County, they are saying they're saying wind gusts up to about 70 miles per hour. The highest confirmed wind gust we've seen within this has been about 50 miles per hour, 55. But we had seen hail up to about 1 inch as well. So we're still picking up a little bit of rotation. We've seen a few areas of rotation and broad rotation as this made its way towards the coast. So it looks like right now there's Wayne County, some pretty wet roadways. Most of the rain is slowly starting to move out. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning for the small southeast portion of Wayne County, but mainly the severe threat is that tornado warning right now until this finally does fully push off the coast. The tornado warning does go until 4:45, so about the next 40-ish minutes as it pushes over Highway 17. Lots of heavy rain moving over I-95. Definitely a soggy commute if you're heading out the door within the next hour. Probably expect some standing water. Even when the severe threat ends, it looks like some rain does continue behind it. But the main tornado warning and the only tornado warning that we're seeing right now is over McIntosh County and moving over Darien. The main rotation, it looks like slowly making its way into McIntosh County. Zooming out here, taking a look at the rest of the radar. So it looks like the strongest part of this storm is towards the coast now. Looks like moving over the coast of Tybee, heading in towards coastal Bryan County, also coast of Liberty and McIntosh County as well. The rest of it, there's rain, steady rain behind this main line. But the severe threat is the main line that's slowly starting to move off the coast. But we'll stay on and help you through this until 4:45. We still have that tornado warning in place for Darien. And this tornado warning has trekked all the way from Alma, where it was confirmed on the ground. We've had reports of damage in Alma. And now it's still radar indicated, so it's moving over McIntosh County. Radar indicated for the moment, but that rotation is still hanging on. We've also had some pictures of funnel clouds come through. So we are keeping a close eye on that as it makes its way towards the coast in McIntosh County in the next we'll say about 35 minutes until this warning finally does expire. But radar indicated, it has slowed down a bit. It's moving now towards the east at about 40 miles per hour, so it's slowing down as it makes its way towards the water and over I-95. But if you know anyone near I-95, Darien and McIntosh County, some heavy rain coming down. Make sure to stay off the roadways until this finally does push through. The tornado watch does go until 7 p.m. for tonight, but I do think this is the main line that we're really starting to watch this afternoon. It's slowly making its way towards the coast.
Yeah, Victoria, exactly right. You know, you showed that radar there from north of McIntosh County. It's looking like the severe threat for the folks, if you live in downtown Savannah up to the low country, that severe threat for you folks is over with. I think the main cell there is in eastern parts of Chatham County with that severe thunderstorm warning that's still in effect, but it's looking like it's over for the island. Just some heavy rain now. Most of those gusty winds are now over the coastal waters there south and east of Tybee. Now that one cell of Victoria that you were just talking about, the one that's in McIntosh County, I've been noticing in extreme western parts of McIntosh County for the southern parts of the county, south of Townsend. Some of the best rotation is actually, it's looking like it may move into Glenn County with that.
They were talking about Glenn County earlier. They were saying there was rotation. And it looks like I'm looking at the radar too. That is definitely some of the strongest rotation. It's picking up on our radar right now too. You can see the symbol and definitely a strong hail core too. So if you are in Glenn County, it's showing some stronger rotation right now as well. Just north of Brunswick is what I'm seeing.
And just got a report in that wind gusts at Tybee just over 50 miles per hour. So that was at an outflow from those storms as they moved up across coastal areas along the eastern parts of Chatham County. And the cells that we'll continue to watch is this one right here. This is until 4:45 this afternoon. Tornado warning that's in effect still for McIntosh County. This is including Darien as well as Sapelo Island. You're under this tornado warning until 4:45. You live in Townsend, there into the central and especially northern parts of McIntosh County. The worst of the cell is to your south. But the tornado warning there for Long I-95 from Darien all the way over into northern parts of Glenn County. You can see northern parts of Glenn County, that's where we're seeing some of that strongest, the rotation through those areas there. But into parts of McIntosh County, I've been noticing definitely lighter or weaker rotation and maybe getting some rotation in the mid-levels or just right above the trees, causing some gusty winds, maybe winds gusting over 50 miles per hour. But you just saw that new radar scan with that one there that just just went through with those dark red areas off to the north and northwest of Darien along I-95, heavy rain. This is Glenn County here. That's where we're seeing some of the strongest rotation. Definitely some possibility, some large hail may just track just south of Darien. Most of these cells here have been moving off toward the east, southeast. Right now between about 30 and 35 miles per hour is how we're seeing those cells race eastward. And so Townsend, heavy rain, but still watching this tornado warning here, southern parts of McIntosh County until 3:45. So about another 30 minutes with this as it's moving a little slower than it was earlier. It was moving around 50, 60 miles per hour. Definitely has slowed down quite a bit. And there into southern parts of McIntosh County. This is our live look, Tybee Island as well. Saw some heavy rain rolling through there. Like I said, just had a wind gust near 50 miles per hour out of the beach there at Tybee with those strong gusty winds out ahead of that squall line that rolled through. That squall line now is off the coast, but still seeing some heavy rain. That's that live look from Tybee, and those winds right now continue to be quite gusty there along the coast. But there in McIntosh County is where we're seeing that heavy rain there along I-95. You can still see that cell in Glenn County, as well as definitely producing possible tornadoes, some weak rotation with those cells there, and Glenn County, northern parts of Glenn County, also McIntosh County, and they'll continue to trend this tornado warning further and further. It goes all the way to the coast. Sapelo Island is right in here. Heavy rain is coming through. You're under a tornado warning, but the main cell is still back off to our west, almost nearing I-95, and it's also nearing Darien right now with some of that heavy rain that is rolling through. Of course, localized flooding. If you're under this tornado warning, get to the center part of your house, away from all windows, and keep it right here. WJCL 22 News. We've been tracking this all afternoon long with these cells that have been racing through coastal Georgia and also for the low country, not only producing some isolated tornadoes, as well as some large hail has been coming down in some areas earlier today. And Victoria said earlier some flipped cars. That was near Lyons and Toombs County. Some reports there. Also around Vidalia, a possibility of a tornado there. And we've have team coverage covering this all afternoon. We've had our reporters out in the field tracking these storms. Also right here in our Storm Tracker Weather Center, meteorologist Victoria Kakinos, Jada Russell, and myself. I've been watching this very closely. There's Darien there as it's moving on off to the east at around about 35, 40 miles per hour is how fast this is moving on and off toward the east, northeast. So I'm going to move this around a little bit, watching that one cell continue with that tornado warning there. And you can see that latest radar scan there. It's looking like a lot of it just off to the north of Sapelo Island, also east or west of Darien to parts of southern McIntosh County. Once this moves off the coast, we'll definitely see this tornado warning that will be dropped. But up the coast here, let's watch these cells that are moving off. If you live in Chatham County, the severe threat for you is over with, but definitely some localized flooding with this heavy rain that is moving through. Also into parts of the low country, Bluffton, Hilton Head, also Beaufort has been seeing this rain that's been coming down over about the last several hours now as these cells are quickly moving through. Tornado watch until 7 o'clock, but I anticipate they probably will take that tornado watch down before we get into the 7 o'clock hour, because this is really the main cell now that we're watching, the last threat of some of that severe weather that is moving through. But definitely a lot of standing water out there on the roadways for folks making their way home after the work today. So that afternoon and evening commute definitely will be quite wet out there. Seeing quite a bit of rotation there in parts of Glenn County. This is northern parts of Glenn County moving closer to I-95. So right up I-95 now into Darien is where we're seeing some gusty winds and heavy rain, also some small hail with this. Not seeing those purple areas there in McIntosh County, but definitely seeing that heavy rain. I'm going to put the velocities back on here for you and see if we see any rotation with these cells here. And you see most of it is not a whole lot. It looks very weak now with this rotation, which is definitely a good thing. Usually you get those red areas. You see those red and green areas together. We've been seeing that with some of those cells with those confirmed tornadoes. But this is mainly more like some straight line winds now that is rolling through, maybe some weak rotation in the upper levels. So we'll have to watch out for Darien there. This is the same cell that produced a confirmed tornado near Alma. So it's held together over an hour now as it moved through Appling County, Pierce County, Wayne County, now begin to move closer toward I-95 there and southern parts of McIntosh County with that one cell. So back to the radar, take the velocities off with this, and you can see where that heavy rain is moving through there. Glenn County, just south of Darien, we're seeing some of the heaviest of the rain. This is steady rain that's rolling through McIntosh County now with some weak rotation. That's why we still seeing this tornado warning that is in effect until 4:45. And so So it's going to move all the way to the coast. So this is including I-95 from Darien, south of Townsend, all the way over to Sapelo Island. This is a live look now. This is State Route 32 in Glenn County, and it is coming down very heavily. Most of Glenn County now, especially northern parts of the county, is seeing some heavy rain that is rolling through, and winds at times have been noticing with these cells anywhere between 40 up to 60 miles per hour. At least this cell here that is beginning to move through parts of McIntosh County, and where that tornado warning is. Darien now is seeing heavy rain roll through there. So be careful out there on the roadways. If you live in McIntosh County, I would just stay inside for about another 30, 45 minutes and let this cell move off the coast, and then things will be safe. And you'll still see some rain, but definitely will not see that threat for an isolated tornadoes. This here is definitely will be, if there's any tornado with this, that's been possible with the Doppler radar has indicated some rotation. This would be rain wrap, so you would not see it. Just rain is coming down very heavily with this as it moving off to the east around 30 and 35 miles per hour with that tornado warning. Some of the heaviest of the rain there is in Glenn County. You just saw that live look there from Glenn County, where we're seeing some, maybe even some hail there, along nearing I-95 there in northern parts of Glenn County. So Townsend now still seeing some heavy rain. This is going to be, as it has neared I-95, will continue moving off to the east. Also, the folks there in Sapelo Island, get ready. I'm sure you're already seeing the rain, but some of the strongest of the winds is just back off to our west. And like I just showed you just a minute ago, that rotation with this is beginning to get weaker, which is definitely a good thing. This is probably more like just some strong winds with this now that's producing winds gusting over about 50 miles per hour. So that one cell there, this is the one area you're watching. Most of the severe weather for a lot of us is now over with. Just some steady rain, localized flooding with these downpours that we're seeing. But this is the tornado warning that we'll continue to track out. Now, here we go. Let's go back to Glenn County and look at this. This is impressive rain that is rolling through. Notice the lights there really whipping around there. You can see those sheets of rain, and visibility is dropping down quite a bit there with a cell that is rolling through. This is in Glenn County. Like I was saying, northern parts of the county here. This is State Route 27 in Glenn County, where we are seeing this cell that is moving through the area there. So some heavy rain, gusty winds that are moving through the area there into Glenn County is where we're seeing some of the strongest of the winds. Notice those lights. Boy, they are really moving around. Let's stay with this image here. And easily seeing winds gusting maybe up to 50 miles per hour. This is an impressive look here, folks. And this is the cell we're watching. Here's Darien. Here's northern parts of Glenn County. This is the area that we are seeing there. This is the State Route 27, and it is really coming down there. Sheets of rain. Also possibility of maybe some small hail with this that is rolling through those areas through parts of Wayne County. So very impressive things that we're seeing there with these cells that are moving through northern parts of Glenn County. Also McIntosh County, you are under this tornado warning until 4:45. 4:45, this tornado warning that is in effect until 4:45. You see that along I-95 there, northern parts of Glenn County, as some strong gusty winds and
County, they're thinking winds are near 70 miles per hour in that spot. And hail is over an inch.
Not surprised at all. And this is impressive. If there's a tornado with this, it's definitely rain wrapped. Glenn County, you're not under a tornado warning. This is southern parts of McIntosh County. But this cell's all through here as we're watching. State Route 27 is that spot. So I'm going to kind of move this down a little bit to show you parts of Glenn County as well, where we're seeing some of those strong cells. There you go, right there. There's Brunswick there. Here's Glenn County. Darien, just southern parts of McIntosh County into Glenn County is where we're seeing some of those strong gusty winds. And continue to watch this as you can see this heavy rain that is rolling through State Route 27 in Glenn County. Visibilities there, boy, it's dropped down below a quarter of a mile. And very impressive scene that we're seeing in some of these areas. Also, we have some reports of possible tornadoes in Toombs County, also Montgomery County, and as well as around Alma and parts of Bacon County has been reporting possibility of tornadoes. We've been seeing quite a bit of some storm reports have been coming through, especially Toombs County earlier this afternoon. They had those cells rolling through. And so once again, tornado warning still in effect for southern parts of McIntosh County, but it's looking like the worst of it. Definitely seeing heavy rain for you folks in Darien, but some of the worst of of it now is in Glenn County there, where we are looking live. Those folks are driving through a lot of standing water there at that intersection there at State Route 27 in Glenn County. We're seeing some of that heaviest of the rain, and it's been rolling through, and today's an alert day, and that is due to that threat of severe weather that we have been seeing. A lot of the severe weather for a lot of us is coming to an end, except here into McIntosh, Glenn counties, where we're seeing some of that worst of the weather that is rolling through from Darien along I-95. And like Victoria just said, there's getting reports of maybe up to an inch-size hail. And you see this purple area here, even some weak rotation with that. That's where we're seeing. You can see those flashes of lightning there now with those thunderstorms rolling through just north of Brunswick there along I-95, State Route 27. And so in McIntosh County there, from Darien over to Sapelo Island, it's getting ready to head your way with some gusty winds. Seeing more weaker rotation there around Darien, but it is coming down very heavily there. This will move all the way to the coast where that tornado warning is in effect until 4:45. And there's those other cells north of Brunswick that we're also tracking as well, with some possibility of maybe up to an inch-size hail and some gusty winds. And it's looking like that camera there has frozen because of probably maybe the power has gone out or just lost signal due to that heavy rain that is rolling through there in Glenn County. So still seeing that tornado warning in effect for southern parts of McIntosh County. This is south of Townsend. This is mainly now along I-95 into Glenn County is where we're seeing heavy rain, severe thunderstorm warning for the folks there in Glenn County. Also all the way over to Sapelo Island, which is located right in here off to the east of Darien. So take cover immediately for this possible tornado. It's been Doppler radar indicated with this. This cell has held together from Alma all the way over into Appling County, also Pierce County and Wayne County. Now it's moving into McIntosh County and begin eventually to move off the coast. And once it does, we'll see this tornado warning that will be dropped. I've been noticing some weak rotation with this. You can see where that tornado warning is there along I-95 and the severe thunderstorm warning there for Glenn County. So still seeing weak rotation. And just like we showed you that live look there into Glenn County. Look at this purple area. That's a hell core there. What happens is you can see we had to update. See how it moved off toward the east a little bit further there, now east of I-95. So this hell core moved right across parts of Glenn County north of Brunswick, and you can see the bulk of the heaviest of the rain now there from Darien and southern parts of McIntosh County. This will move to the coast. 4:45 is how much longer this tornado warning is for parts of McIntosh County as we continue to track this off as it's moving very quickly on off to the east with some weak rotation. But I've been noticing on the velocities less rotation with this, and I want to show you this once again with these velocities here that are rolling through parts of McIntosh County. You can see just not a whole lot. Mainly this is probably more like straight line winds what we're seeing, but still the Weather Service keeps this tornado warning going. Maybe they're just south of Darien, and you can see they just updated the tornado warning now. It's off to the east now of I-95, including all the way over to Sapelo Island with this tornado warning. So they're going to keep this going until it nears the coast, but some of the heaviest of the rain, gusty winds there in parts of Glenn County. And back to the radar, that's the velocities here. Earlier, we've had some very impressive looks with the velocities with some of those cells that are possible tornadoes for parts of the area. You can see southern parts of McIntosh County there into Darien. And this is headed towards Sapelo Island. So zooming back in, I want to show you this area here into parts of McIntosh County, what we're watching very closely. You can see there's Highway 17, I-95, where that tornado warning is. You can see they're coming out of along I-95 southbound into McIntosh, or Glenn County rather. That's where we're seeing some of this heaviest of the rain. This is now back to that State Route 25 in Glenn County, and heavy rain. Notice those lights, they are really whipping around. Notice it also in that intersection, you can see that standing water, so that that localized flooding continues. And probably also some small hail, maybe up to a quarter of an inch, maybe up to 1 inch with some of those other cells that are moving through there into parts of Glenn County, also into McIntosh County as well. So this is like one of the last cells that we are seeing with that severe threat that is rolling through. So I'm taking it all the way to the coast where that tornado warning is. There's Darien there. You can see east of I-95 and Highway 17, Sapelo Island, seeing that heavy rain that is coming through right now. So we'll continue to track this storm until 4:45. So we got about 20 minutes, so this a little less than 20 minutes of this tornado warning for parts of McIntosh County. So zooming back out, so go back to, we'll show you more of Glenn County as well, where we're looking live right there, State Route 25 there in Glenn County. Zooming out on that spot there from Darien southward I-95. And one thing, if you're in Darien, just stay home a little bit longer. This rain will quickly move through. This has been racing about 30 to 35 miles per hour. Once it moves through Darien, then you can head out because you can see how much flooding there is on the roadways there in Glenn County with that heavy rain that continues to roll through through parts of Glenn County, mainly northern parts of Glenn County to about Brunswick is where we're seeing some of that heaviest of the rain. So moving this back a little further to the south, here for you to show you exactly where this is headed. So you can see that tornado warning continues, severe thunderstorm warning for Glenn County. And this is about the best threat for severe weather for about the next 30 to 45 minutes. If you live into parts of the low country, also Savannah, Richmond Hill, the severe threat for you folks is over with as of right now. Just some heavy rain, localized flooding, and definitely kind of a mess of a commute home after work for a lot of us for this heavy rain that's moving through coastal areas across coastal Georgia and also for the low country. There's that heavy rain. Darien still, that tornado warning is up until 4:45. So we'll probably see this continue this warning until it gets all the way to the coast before they let this expire. Just weak rotation with this is what we're seeing with that cell that is moving through McIntosh County. Also severe thunderstorm warning for Glenn County as well. Victoria, any more reports coming out of not only here in McIntosh County with that cell, but also maybe for other areas that you've been noticing?
We haven't had any more reports for the cell in McIntosh County, but we were just talking about this is the end of the severe weather, where this is the main cell that we're watching right now. We just had an update from the National Weather Service. They are canceling the tornado watch for the majority of the area. If you're in Beaufort, Chatham, also towards Bryan County, the tornado watch has been canceled for you, and we still have a tornado watch, of course, out right now for portions south towards McIntosh County. The watch is still there. There's also a warning if you are towards our inland areas. We still have a tornado watch out until 7 p.m. for tonight. Wouldn't be surprised if they do cancel the tornado watch for the entire area before 7 o'clock. Just as John and I were saying, the main line has now moved off over the coast and over the coastal waters, and we are still seeing some steadier rain for portions of Chatham County up towards Beaufort, Jasper County, and in towards Effingham, and even traveling inland, there is still some steadier rain, but that main severe threat has pushed off over coastal waters, so they are slowly starting to cancel the tornado watch. Now, we do still have that tornado warning in place for the very small portion of McIntosh County. Now, it's still radar indicated. That rotation has weakened quite a bit as it made its way towards the coast. Now, that goes on for about the next 15 minutes. We'll keep that warning in place. And if you are in Glenn County, they are seeing winds up to 70 miles per hour. We had that camera up earlier, intense winds, some heavy downpours, and we also are getting reports of hail up to an inch. And that severe thunderstorm warning, that's just north of Brunswick, where there is some slight rotation, but again, intense winds up to 70 miles per hour. So the tornado warning in place that's in McIntosh County goes until 4:45 tonight. It's just passed over I-95, so there is probably standing water on the interstates right now. The heaviest rain just moving east of Darien, heading, it looks like, in towards Little St. Simons, where there is a little bit of lightning. There's definitely some strong winds. We had wind gusts up to about 50 or so within this storm, and it was confirmed. We've been tracking the storm. Started out in Alma, confirmed tornado, tracked all the way towards Wayne County, now and towards McIntosh County, and it's finally leaving the coast. So they are still saying it's radar indicated in McIntosh County. It's weakened quite a bit. Now, it's picked up pace. It's moving at about 45 miles per hour off towards the east. So we'll continue to watch that as it moves off towards the coast. And again, it's over Little St. Simons right now for that tornado warning. And that's pretty much it for our severe threat. I really think most of it has moved off. We're still seeing some steadier rain. Some areas could pick up over an inch of rain for today. We do have another impact day as we head towards Friday, but we do have that tornado warning, and that should be it. Still seeing a few thunderstorms just off towards our west, but I do think that main severe threat is slowly starting to come to an end once this system, the squall line, moves off finally past the coast. So watching this cell right now, just moved over Darien and I-95, seeing some steadier rain, definitely some standing water on the interstates. And that rotation has weakened. We'll go ahead and pull up the velocities. I'm really not seeing too much rotation with this. So we'll see if they keep the warning until 4:45. They may cancel it early. No indication of that, but again, it's weakened quite a bit. The warning goes until 4:45. The strongest storm I do think on the radar right now is just south of McIntosh County and Glenn County. They had winds up to 70 miles per hour, pretty intense. And they actually just canceled the tornado warning, John, from McIntosh County. Came up in the National Weather Service. So we have no tornado warnings in place right now. And it looks like the severe thunderstorm warning is in Glenn County, not touching McIntosh. So heavier rain still in McIntosh County. We are still seeing some lightning and gusty winds. But other than that, looks like our warnings have ended.
There's no more severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings for our area, but still watching these cells that are rolling through. I'm going to zoom back out and show you where some of this heavier rain that continues to roll through parts of the area is zooming out. And like Victoria just said, that tornado warning, I thought they would probably let this cancel a little earlier than they did, because the rotation with that cell quickly went away within the last about 15, 20 minutes. And so let's move this around, showing you where that rain is rolling through parts of the area. And you can see the severe threat is over with. That threat for really strong gusty winds and hail is over with for the low country, also around Savannah. This is just mainly some steady rain that is rolling through for parts of Beaufort, also Savannah along I-95. A lot of standing water on the roadways for parts of the area, even with Claxon, Statesboro, Vidalia, and Baxley, just seeing some heavy rain. Southern parts of McIntosh County, Glenn County as well, still seeing that severe thunderstorm warning, but this will continue to move off the coast very soon with that possibility of some large hail and also winds gusting. I've been noticing the Weather Service said that wind cell there in parts of Glenn County, there just north of Brunswick, probably producing winds gusting maybe up to 50 and 60 miles per hour. So very impressive storms that we have seen all afternoon, as they have raced our area. Started up around 1 o'clock, and they have now moved off the coast. You can see where that squall line is. It is now off of coastal areas there into southern parts of McIntosh County, even southern parts of Pierce County there around Blackshear, still seeing some heavy rain. But that severe threat for you folks in Pierce, Jessup, Wayne County is now over with. But you will see where the heaviest of the rain there is along the coast. As we start things going through the rest of this afternoon, the severe threat is over with, even into the evening. Today was alert day, and that is due to that threat that we've seen, that severe weather. Just about every county had at least some kind of warning, either severe thunderstorm warning or or also a tornado warning. Even heard Victoria is talking about earlier there in parts of Toombs County around Lyons. We've had some reports of cars flipped over, quite a bit of damage there around Vidalia, and also Alma as well did report a tornado earlier with that same cell that moved through McIntosh County. Now that's beginning to move off the coast there, so this will continue moving off toward the south and southeast with that one cell there. So there's no more tornado warnings for our area or even severe thunderstorm warnings. This is just south of Darien now into Glenn County, is where we're seeing those strong gusty winds with that one cell there. But this is mainly just some steady rain across coastal Georgia and the low country. And tornado watch continues they're allowing it to, they're canceling it for parts of the area as it continues to see that worst of the weather continue to slip to the south with those cells there. And as we look at this heavy rain there into parts of McIntosh County, southern parts of McIntosh County, also around Sapelo Island. Most of this here in Sapelo Island, there's no more tornado warnings in effect, but definitely seeing some heavy rain there into McIntosh County. It's moving through. You can see now they're just north of Brunswick. Most of this is moving off the coast there around St. Simon's Island. This will continue moving eastward where that severe thunderstorm warning is, but into McIntosh County, they have now allowed that tornado warning to expire for those folks there. Now, not only today we have that threat for severe weather, but also for tomorrow as well. We have a chance for some severe weather as we go into the mid-morning and early afternoon hours on Friday. So not only today we'll have that threat for that chance for severe weather, but also for tomorrow as well. And Victoria, have you seen any more storm reports coming in? I thought you had that one in you said Garden City, that a house got struck by lightning.
Yes, we had the report in Garden City that a house was struck by lightning. That's where we had that severe thunderstorm warning earlier today. So we were seeing quite a bit of lightning with that. Again, that was in Garden City. Now we just had a report, and this is what we've been seeing all day. We had a report during that tornado warned storm in McIntosh County of some trees down across a good portion, they're saying, of McIntosh County. No specific details on that yet, but we saw some trees down in Evans County where we had the tornado warning earlier today. We also heard of cars flipped in Lyons, and also some other trees toppled as well. And towards Vidalia, Toombs County, we saw damage in downtown Vidalia earlier this afternoon. And we also heard some damage of trees down and house damage and towards our inland areas, towards Alma and Bacon County, where we had that confirmed tornado earlier today. So this definitely was a wind event. We have been talking about it for the last few days, John. We had that enhanced risk out there, and that's pretty much for the wind. Now, we did see quite a bit of tornado damage as well, so we'll probably get the confirmation from the National Weather Service, probably thinking tomorrow on if there are any confirmed tornadoes that we saw or the ratings. But once again, we did see quite a bit of tree damage and from the winds that moved through. And also, we had that house that was caught on fire due to the lightning. So as we get reports, we'll bring them during the show. We have a number of our team members out here across the area going to look for storm damage. So if you do have any reports in your area, feel safe to let us know. You can send in pictures as well. So we'll continue to track that. But I do think the main damage that we've seen today were the confirmed tornadoes, but also definitely some tree damage.
And Victoria, you're exactly right talking about that. And with the possibility of those tree damage, we've been seeing reports coming out of Toombs County with those gusty winds, and also some around Lyons, some flipped cars. And you see the steady rain there from Claxton, also around Savannah up into Beaufort is where we're still seeing some steady rain moving through. But there's for our area, there's no more warnings in effect. We are just seeing a severe thunderstorm warning still remains in effect for parts of Glenn County. That cell is now beginning to move off the coast. Just seeing some of that steadier rain that is rolling through parts of the area. As we go throughout the rest of this afternoon, the severe threat is over with. We'll see that tornado watch begin to expire, and we'll actually cancel it for a lot of the areas as we go through the rest of the afternoon. And like I said earlier, Victoria was talking about this, the severe threat for all the low country, Savannah, and further south along I-95 is now over with. You can see in McIntosh County, the worst of the weather now begin to move through parts of Glenn County, or actually northern parts of Glenn County is where we're seeing some of the heaviest of the rain that is moving through. So been tracking this as we're going throughout the all afternoon, and I'll put this into motion now. You can see, look at that line that rolled through parts of the area with some really heavy rain there. This is a squall line that passed through the area earlier. Now it's moved off the coast. And you can see even around McIntosh County where we had those cells as well that produced maybe a tornado. We had a confirmed report around Alma with a tornado, also up into around Vidalia and Toombs County, also around Lyons and Montgomery County. Had a nasty storm that moved through just after 1 o'clock for those folks there. And also around Statesboro had some heavy rain. That squall line has moved all the way to the coast. Now it has moved off to the east as it continues quickly moving off to the south and southeast, and just seeing some heavy rain. Easily will probably pick up. We'll probably get reports of over an inch of rain. This has been a soaking rain across our area. Some areas could use it. Did not need the severe weather that we've been picking up, but definitely those storms have been rolling through with some heavy rain and also some gusty winds. There's those cells moving over the coastal waters now. Steady rain around Beaufort, also for Hilton Head and Bluffton. Savannah seeing some moderate rain there along I-95. Definitely a lot of standing water, localized flooding. Been noticing that as we've been going through out the afternoon. You can see that toward Vidalia and also Baxley and Alma. And seeing some rain that has been rolling through. The severe weather reports that have been coming in is definitely from tree damage with some straight line winds. We had quite a bit of straight line winds that moved a large area. Almost everyone was under at least a severe thunderstorm warning, or even some areas also under a tornado warning. Earlier was those line of storms that roll through there from Jessup, also just south of Jessup, rather in southern parts of Wayne County now, that has moved off the coast. And you can see there into parts of around Beaufort as well, seeing some of that steadier rain, also some light to moderate rain around Savannah with these storms that are passing through. Now, I was saying earlier, tomorrow is an impact day, and that is due to we probably will see a chance for some isolated severe storms again tomorrow. This will be mainly mid-morning and also into the afternoon hours that we could see that threat for maybe some isolated severe storms once again for tomorrow as well, with some gusty winds and also some heavy rain as well. So we've been tracking this out. Meteorologist Victoria Kakinos, she's been tracking this along with me with meteorologists Jeremy Nelson and Kathleen Roberta has been out in the field tracking this, and also Jada Russell as well. Now, for more storm coverage, and we're tracking this out, let's go over to meteorologist Victoria Kakinos.